everyone. The V-Man here with his partner, Brian Barko Barkowski. This is
Hey, guys.
episode number 2 of the V-Man and Barko podcast. So we thought we'd get right into the mortgage industry today and let you know that the feds are meeting again on October 29th. What does that mean? Well, normally that means an announcement should be coming out any day now talking about a decrease in the federal fund rate, which is just one of the factors that lowers mortgage interest rates. However, we're in a shutdown right now, and I'll let Barco explain why that announcement might not come.
Yeah, well, we're just not reporting data, right? The government's not working. We're not reporting certain data facts like CPI or jobs, things that take into account when it comes to mortgage rates and the 10-year yield. The 28th, 29th, I think is the Fed meeting those couple of days. So we'll see if we're back to government work again and we finally get those numbers. But who knows if that actually happens. There's some interesting chat today with Fed Powell talking about jobs and where they're at right now. Maybe he does see some numbers on the back end, but not necessarily. Nothing's public. We can't really do anything until the government gets back into work. And so, as you mentioned, V-Man or not, like rates are kind of back where they were about a month ago, dropped to the lowest they've been recently. So we're seeing that, which is good, but it's kind of obviously it's out of our hands, but who knows where it's going to end up with the shutdown as we are right now. So probably talk to your mortgage advisor if you have a rate that starts with a 6 or 7 to kind of see where you stand and find your target rate. But that's where we're at right now and in a holding pattern.
Yeah, with that said, like Barco mentioned, they're back to where they were in mid-September prior to the 17th of September meeting. So they're low again. We were hoping for them to go a little more lower with this announcement and this Fed meeting, but without data being reported, that might not happen. But it's still a good time. I mean, people are calling me this week wanting to refinance. There's some new purchases going on in Arizona and Florida, Indiana, of course, Illinois. So, only you can tell when it's a good time to buy, because if you got an extra baby, you need an extra room, it's time to get a bigger house. If you're retiring and you want to downsize and get out of that big house, it's time to downsize. So you tell us when you're ready, and we're here to serve you.
Cool. Well, thanks. Yeah, that's our mortgage minute there. It kind of gets you caught up to date of where we're at in the mortgage industry. And let's get some fun. Man, congratulations. Your Mount Carmel Caravan took care of the Crusaders a couple weeks back. Great. It was a great game. You guys had us pretty much from the way through, but it was a solid effort all the way through. Proud of the Crusaders and the Caravan looked good, man. Good crowd too. Biggest in history.
I mean, I think Brother Rice is in 7A, right?
We are. You guys are.
Yeah, so they still have a chance to win it all in 7A. We're in 8A, so we're in 2 different brackets this year. But yeah, it was a great game. It was the largest attended crowd ever at the new Barling Dow Stadium at Mount Carmel. It was a packed house. It was a very exciting game. This weekend we have Fenwick. Who does Rice have this weekend?
We've got Lawrence and then St. Ignatius last 2 on the way out of here at home. So hopefully get some W's there.
Lawrence is doing much better. There's a young man, Patrick Swanson, who's the head coach, and he was an assistant at Mount Carmel for several years. Fine young man, South Suburbs, Marian Catholic. St. Lawrence already has 5 wins, so they're going to make the playoffs this year. So
yeah, the Catholic League's tough, so it's good to see these schools doing well. So
that's right.
We'll see how things finish out, and I can't believe it. It's almost playoff time here. So
I know, right?
Yeah, it's nuts. So
Did they moved the state game. Used to be at Illinois State, went to Champaign, went to Northern Illinois. It's back at Illinois State this year, the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's central. Instead of making them up drive all the way up to DeKalb from, the southern part of Illinois, I think that makes sense. And Redbird Country's great, so they've got great facilities there. It's a good spot. So hopefully we'll be able to sell it. We'll be able to go in there together and our games back to back, huh?
Yeah, it would be cool because I think 7A is like 4 or 5 and 8A is at 7.
Yeah.
It's interesting. That'd be cool if we both made it downstate.
Yeah, good Catholic League representing. And speaking of that, let's a couple things here. Our community partners. We have a link on the website now for you guys to be able to nominate someone in the community who's a teacher or a student who's it's a non-athletic award, but someone who's given back to the community, who's going above and beyond. We want to highlight them. So if you go to our website, vmanandbarco.com, you'll see a little banner there. Click it. It's a quick, easy form. Fill it out. We'll put it in the comments here as we post this as well. So we want to highlight people who are doing good things outside the athletic realm and make sure they're recognized for it as We've said it before, and we'll say it again. We're super lucky in this greater Chicagoland area to have so many great schools and to be able to promote them and just make other people aware of what good is going on around there.
And with that said, we both have a lot of our friends saying, hey, can I be on your podcast? I mean, sure. But we really want our peers in the industry and our friends to nominate people that are doing great things in the industry and maybe call those people up, and maybe they'll be surprised when we say, hey, you've been nominated. Get on our podcast and tell us about yourself. So you can keep offering to get on our podcast and we'll take some of you, but please nominate people that you know are doing extraordinary things in their community with their jobs and their families and their schools and everything.
I love it. Yeah, we'll have a link up to that on the website too, and put that in there. So please feel free to nominate, so that way we can, put some eyeballs on some great things that people are doing around the community. And speaking of that, yeah, and let's welcome in the Downers Grove South, one of the best alumnus of they have. It's alumni, isn't it? When we do female part of that. So let's welcome our CEO, Neena Vlamis. All right, and here we are with Neena Vlamis, Downer South, best, I said alumni. That is the proper version of that. So welcome. Thank you for being our first guest here. Doing a little research and want to talk a little bit about your history in the mortgage world. And mom and dad, mom was in the industry. Dad had some rental properties. 12 credits away from your English degree, and then you decided to go into business, right? Can you tell us a little bit about that path and how you got into mortgages and where you're at and how that got there?
Yeah, so I have 12 hours left of my master's and I will never finish ever. I do not plan on doing that or going back to school. I had a counselor that told me that I needed to get more work experience, and I went out and I got work experience and I never looked back. So I don't think college, finishing that to get my graduate degree in order to teach and become a professor, was something I really wanted to do, but this is way better now. I get to coach you guys. The A team, right?
Absolutely. Well, I see a lot of that education, like you become an educator in this field now with us. So with, all of us through it, it still shines through. So maybe you're 12 credits short, but you are utilizing those skills that you learned with us in the mortgage world every day. So know that for
And
sure.
same with you, because you were a teacher.
Yes,
Yes,
yes. I have a really good appreciation for teaching. I never went to school to be a teacher, but to understand what teachers have to go through on a daily basis is something I will always keep with me. And now in the mortgage world, yeah, that's my ultimate goal, is just being able to educate people. Here's your baseline. What plan do you need to build to move forward? So along those paths too.
I agree with that.
So you're probably going to be surprised, but I was K through 12 certified teacher myself.
Yeah, no way.
Swear to God.
And what did you go to school for?
Water polo.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
You didn't go to school for that, did you?
I majored in health, physical education, and recreation with a minor in communication. And I taught baseball, taught gym and coached baseball at St. Francis de Sales High School. Right out of college.
We have a lot in common.
I know, we all do. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And Neena, you talked a little bit about your time at UIC and rugby, correct? Yeah, you started the rugby. Yeah, tell us about that, and then how that got transferred to some of your business skills, some of that fun extracurriculars, and said, "Oh, that's how I can apply this."
Yeah, so a few women and I founded the UIC women's rugby team with the men's support, which was really cool because they sought us out and wanted to have a women's team, and it really complemented the men's team. And I still talk to a lot of them still to this day. I just took an application for one of them today. So those bonds go really deep, but I thought it was really important because the confidence that I had on the rugby field brought me confidence that I have today in this everyday life. So applying those skills, I didn't necessarily know what I was doing on the rugby field because it was such a new sport, but I was very coachable and I listened to exactly what Coach Snappy told me to do. And I did exactly what he said, or I was going to get crushed and murdered on the field. It was awful. So I was the fly half, and I absolutely love going to the practices and learn so much. Again, getting that confidence on that field really equates to having the confidence that we have every day. And Mike, you played water polo at UIC.
I did, and I know exactly what you're saying. I always use the term that you and I discussed before, the 3 Ds: determination, dedication, and discipline. Once you have that in sports, it can lead into your personal and professional life, and sports gives you so much confidence. Yeah, I did. We were 6th in the country my senior year. It was a big deal.
Yeah, you got a big work. Yeah, I played baseball at Rice. So yeah, I probably should have played soccer, but I don't know why I did. But I played baseball for my 4 years.
You're obsessed with soccer. You love soccer.
Yes.
Yeah. I am. I'm a huge nerd for it. It doesn't compete with our American sports, so it fits in nicely, it intertwines, and the rest of the world can't be wrong about soccer, you know. So I will. That's one of my missions, along with getting people educated about mortgages, is also educating them about soccer. And you'll little plugs, shameless plug, my soccer series, the soccer bar series in Wisconsin, and Illinois will be coming out here. So looking
Can't wait
fun
to see
and
that because I
connecting
don't know
people.
enough about soccer, and it's just such a big sport worldwide. It's great.
It is. I enjoy my traveling and getting over to the UK every once in a while and just connecting with the people. It really is a melting pot, and just it's really about the neighborhoods and the team representations. Why I think the Packers are, even though I'm obviously a Bear fan, but what's really cool about that neighborhood feel and having that team and why they're always behind it, and it really applies over there too. So not to give a
Those
soccer
are some
podcast time.
really crazy international fans, soccer, the craziest, international, worldwide. The fans are the craziest.
It's gonna be fun. We've got the World Cup next summer, so we'll see a lot of people over here,
And I
and
can't wait
it
to
should
see
be a
your
good
new
time.
series that's coming out.
Yeah, thanks. It'll be a good time. I've actually got a chance to meet a lot of really cool people in the city. I've told them about it and who are involved in the different clubs in the city. I'm excited to showcase some of the neighborhoods we have in Chicago because we're super lucky to have so many different establishments, but great neighborhoods all over the place. Super excited. So speaking of neighborhoods, you're from Downers Grove. You currently live in Hinsdale. It sounds like the western suburbs are near and dear to your heart. Can you tell us? And we have the office in Clarendon
Yeah,
Hills.
as you move from Downers Grove to Lincoln Park or to Wrigley.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I sure did. Literally, I moved here and you're like,
Emily
hey, we're
opens.
opening an
Yeah,
office. Yeah, it
yeah.
works out. I was out there yesterday. Got to say hi to guys. It's a great way for me to get back and still establish, keep my relationships and get out there. But you obviously love it even more than I do.
And
Tell us about.
what's your favorite bar in Downers Grove?
Oh, it's Piercy. Come on, people know that from me. So the
Yeah,
old
the
office is
setup.
right down the block, and
Set up.
it
Nice
is. They've
question.
got our charging stations, so it's great. And that's the community we have. When started a business and having people meet there and just being able to have the support in your local area like that. And like we're doing downtown Clarendon Hills, doing the farmers markets, having our, some events that'll meet. That I think goes such a long way in being able to be part of the community and let people know that we're there to support. So, and what you do on the daily basis and keep expanding has been super cool to see.
And that new sandwich shop in Hinsdale, I love going to pronto. Yum, yum, yum. So good.
Right.
So good. You guys are gonna have to try that one.
Love it. Yeah, I'll have to add that to the list. All right. And then let's talk about mortgage stories. You've come across anything that we can get a little tip that's a fun mortgage story that maybe an obstacle, a loan that got a little awry but came back, that might be a good, nice little lesson for someone to kind of say, hey, don't switch jobs or whatever it might be. But do you have a fun one that you can tell the viewers here and also put
Oh
a
my
little
God, I
lesson
gotta
to it?
think. I gotta think about a fun one, a fun one, a fun one, a fun one.
Probably have so many because you've seen so much and done so much and helped so many people.
Well, the most recent one we had was the borrower was salaried and she switched to hourly. And that was a problem because she didn't qualify when she switched to hourly, because for hourly income, you need to have a 2-year history. But her HR department let her switch back to salary, which was great. Thank God. So she closed on time. That was a little nerve wracking because you wouldn't really think that's going to impact it. But if they don't guarantee you enough hours, that does impact it. So when you apply for the mortgage, you want to make sure that you're submitting what you're actually going to have at closing, so that doesn't switch during the process without a good conversation. We were lucky to have that conversation beforehand.
That's good that the employer was so cooperative.
Yeah, they thought they were going to give her more hours, but it turned out they couldn't validate that on papers. Going back to salary, she was happy. We were happy. The underwriter was very happy. That's what mattered, right?
Right. So,
Absolutely.
Nina, Barko and I were talking earlier about how the shutdown, the federal government shutdown, is affecting our industry. We don't really feel it firsthand, but like he mentioned, there's no statistics being reported right now. So no one's coming out saying the feds are going to lower the rate by a quarter or a half on the 29th. Can you talk
Right.
about that?
Yeah, I do think that the rates are going to dip a little bit with a Fed cut. And that Fed cut usually helps with the credit cards, the lowering of the interest rate. Sometimes it helps with your car insurance because it's shorter term rates, right? Where when the Fed cuts it, it's usually factored in a week or two ahead of time because it changes the cost of what the banks are borrowing their funds at. So that's where it's wonderful when it cuts rates because it seems to get the economy flowing again. Have a few of those, please. We need some refis. Help save some people money.
Yeah,
What do you think is
well,
going to happen, Mike?
Well, I agree with you because I'm seeing the rates right now this week. They're going back to where they were 2 weeks before the meeting on September 17th. Remember, they bumped up on the 17th and 18th and 19th. Now they're coming back right where they were a couple weeks before the meeting on September 17th. But without no job reports or these federal, the federal data that normally comes out, no one's putting themselves out on a limb saying
Right.
there's going to be a quarter cut or a half a point cut. But I do think we're still trending downward.
I hope so. I sure hope you're right with your predictions. Barko, what do you think?
I hope so. You just never know how inflation data goes. And I am thinking job data is going to unfortunately help the rates a bit because lower job numbers mean, probably lower rates. So, but I think the one thing that we still is seeing how inflation really plays. And there's trying to get to that 2% level. So it's that balancing act, but hope that we continue to see that downward trend. And, as we've been chatting, just figuring out where that break even point is and where that makes the most sense for you. Because as we know, that rate may stay only for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So, you have to be really on top of that. Not that that's not common, but short of
I
that
think,
story is really just
yeah,
making sure you know where you need to be.
right. And I think it's like when you call to go over a refinance with a borrower and they're like, I think I'm going to wait. And then they don't realize that the rates are only going to be there for a short period of time. And then they go up. It's like, are you going to tell Comcast, hey, I don't want to save that $3,000? Like, no, you just need to do it. Execute. You can always do it again. I think that's really important to have those really good conversations with your clients and to really talk through the numbers because the cost of waiting can really impact things, as we all know.
True story. We're not going to see anything like we saw a handful of years ago with 2s and 3s. Like everyone's just refining just to refi, like because it's just so much better. That's not happening. So we're really got to be into the numbers and really see what makes sense. It's a different scenario coming to this refi season here. Hopefully, seeing how things shake out from that standpoint. So it's good to have
We've
your
helped a
mortgage
lot of
consultants with you.
veterans. Did you notice that we've locked a lot of veteran loans lately, which has been great. We've been saving a lot of money.
Ironically,
Yep.
I spoke to a veteran today. I'll be
Did
taking
you?
his application. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, those rates have seemed to dip and really help people, the veterans that we have. So that's been great.
Good to hear. So along those lines, when it comes to running a mortgage company and having everything, you have in-house and house options, but you have a team all over the place together, locally, but also remotely and in different positions. When it comes to being able to hire and find really good people, what's your success? Because to be able to, like I said, I think before I've had a couple mortgage companies to be part of, but I've not seen so many have so many good people leading their departments. The secret sauce of your hiring, at least I'll say from the inside now, some really good people. How have you surrounded yourself and found that quality traits are, because it's impressive and obviously the success of the company helps tell that story, but a little bit from your standpoint would be great.
The first thing I want to see is if they're likable. Are you likable? Would I do business with you? And if I would, and you keep showing up and you have that drive and the determination to help other people, then I will figure out where do you fit in this company. Doesn't mean that you're used to like having, here's the job and then fit into the job. We like to find the person and then have the job fit around what they like doing, which is it's a flip way, right? But do you find, Barco, that everybody's kind of unique here? We're all
Yeah,
different.
absolutely. Well, and
Yeah.
I've seen people in different positions, and it's like, oh, this is how, someone comes to you and I've got an idea and plan, and you're going to build it and work with them. I've seen that a lot, and that's how you kind of mold things around people's qualities and strong suits. If you don't like doing this task repeatedly, then we're going to take it and put it to somewhere else, and
Yeah,
you'll get
right.
after it.
I would
So,
hate doing a task that I didn't enjoy doing on a daily basis. Like with you, I love watching you do these videos. It makes me so, so happy. And what did it take? It takes sometimes a little bit more push. Hey, let's start this or let's try this. And then you realize, oh, I'm really good at this. And I love bringing out the winner in people, but I love seeing them shine at what they enjoy doing.
yeah, and I appreciate that. I think you get the best of us in competitiveness without being against each other, right? Like, we're all on the same team, but, we can throw our numbers out there and still be competitive, but know that, we're all working for A&N and it's, here making sure for our clients. So to be able to create that in a fun way is not easy to do. So it's recognized, at least on this side, because it's very tough to do.
And that's
We
neat to hear.
do have a cast of characters, though, when you think about it.
Yeah.
But they're all driven. They all have the same goals. They want to be successful. They want to help people. They enjoy what they do. We all enjoy each other. You put
Right.
on so many internal events that we could commingle with each other that it just makes it special.
Yeah. I appreciate hearing that. And that's why I do it. That's exactly why I do it. Right. It's so
I
fun.
love
Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt.
it. Is.
It's
Yes,
different.
it
And what are
is.
you working on, Barko? You're working on something right now.
Yes, I'm working on that just to try to find that target rate, putting in some information and being able to find what that target rate to break even based on certain people's scenarios. So I'm being an Airtable nerd and building formulas and trying to see if I can make this work for us. So we'll see. I'll send it to you and see if it works out. But again, as I'm going through these again, it's just trying to making sure, because to that point, I've got a client. We had a 20-year 5.5, and he was ready to go. And then it hit 5.625, and it's been sitting there for 3 weeks. And just balking. It's like, how much is that really different? And not, and really wanting to wait. So it's really getting to me just kind of look at the overall numbers, because there's more than just the rate that goes into it. Right. So that's kind of gotten my wheels spinning a little bit more. So, I'm looking forward to just kind of, and providing and being more of that advisor for clients. That's really what it's coming from too, because it's just a bigger picture than just, I'm saving you $220 a month or whatever it might be. So, my fun little nerd project and trying to work for clients. That's how I'm spending my spare time.
Because you have a lot of it.
Yeah, well, not a ton. Well, yeah, I just, stand in front of my computers, watching my TVs and working. So in between my calls and stuff, I'm working on something. So ChatGPT and I are good friends.
Funny you said that, Neena. At 8:00, we got on a call together, and I said, "Have you been standing in front of that computer all day?" He said, "Yes." He goes, "What about you?" I go, "I've been sitting in front of mine 8 to 8."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. And it's 9 and you're still there.
You're right. But this is
And
fun.
we're laughing.
This is fun.
So,
Yeah, by the
I
way, we
love it,
probably
so.
should wrap up because we don't want to overstay our welcome.
And
Well,
your
I got
podcast.
one more question before I will go, but I want to say, Neena, a little bit about the golf outing this year and your philanthropy and your giving back. That was fantastic. Like it's not only just a great time, but like it just was awesome. All throwing golf outings it's not easy to do. Great team, but that's giving back to the American Cancer Society and our inaugural event this year. Can you tell us a little bit more about your philanthropic, givings and what you're really into? And just really what spoke volumes from the golf outing this year.
Yeah, so we put together, A&N Mortgage put together a golf outing. It was an amazing event. We raised $48,000 and people are still talking about how well run it was. We put a lot of work into it leading up to that day. And between Joey Avers and all of the gifts and the raffle prizes that we hand out, I mean, to raise $48,000 for American Cancer was mind blowing. I was very nervous that we were going to be under, but we made it. We made it. So it's like, I'm going to be in the hole on this one. It's a lesson learned. But as the money started coming in, we realized that we raised way more than I thought. So I was very proud of everybody and all of their hard work because I just had to show up and just pray that it was going to work out. And it did. It did. So I think the philanthropy, we're working on setting up what we're going to do for this year. One of the ones that I have been really involved in was March of Dimes. That's because I had my son, Neena Vlamis, who is 21 now, but when he was born, he was a 25-weeker. He was 2 pounds. So that one speaks really close to my heart, and he's Miracle Michael. And I am very grateful for the March of Dimes because they put in a lot of effort and help people a lot. So we were talking about doing that one, but we're going to collaboratively think about what we want to do and what we want to put towards our money for 2026.
Great stuff.
Yeah. And I think along those lines too, you give it back. Not only are you helping the team you put together be able to do that, as we've referenced, but also the number one loan officer in the company.
Thank you. Thank you.
As well too. So.
And the
I
other
make sure
one
we
we're
point that
doing,
out.
I just wanted to mention it, is infant welfare. The Infant Welfare Society helps moms, single parents and single moms get doctor's appointments, diapers, and their needs for their children. We did that one last year and we do plan on doing that one again this year. So I'm excited about that. That event takes place in March, but we also want one more. So if anybody has any ideas, please put them in the chat because we want to hear from you.
That we will do. Well, thank you so much, E-Man. Got anything else for us today?
No, this was great. It's always great to get the boss. Not that we never talked to her. She'll text you at 6 a.m. She'll probably text me at midnight tonight when something's on her mind.
Yep, I will.
I'm so crazy. I'm up waiting for it.
Yeah, love it. Well, thank you for all being available and for all of your hard work to make A&N a very special place.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and thanks. So thanks again, and we'll see you all soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.